You were looking at a pass chart of Chelsea's 2-0 win against Stoke City on Saturday. On the field diagram there, all those blue arrows and blue dots are successful passes by Chelsea, and the rare red lines are missed passes. But even if you look up near the penalty box, you see a lot of red passes that were crosses, which don't always hit their target, but still look like good crosses. Chelsea in this game had a remarkable 74% of the possession. They were only playing defense 26% of the time, which is, as I've told you, the first rule of defense. Keep the ball on offense. Don't give the ball to the other team. But that's not the point for this week. What we want to look at, first of all, is the impact of just a few players. Michael Essien for Chelsea plays a deep holder well behind the offense. And here's his single work rate. Look at him, how busy he is on the field. He got the ball 96 attempted passes, only 3 that missed their target. He probably got the ball over 100 times a game if you include some of his other touches. Very, very busy, getting the ball all the time. And if you look at John Obi Mikel, another holding midfielder, he is even more busy than Essien. He got the ball probably 110 times, uh, only 3 missed passes, really distributing the ball, and again, getting the ball all the time. Now let's move forward on the pitch to different positions. Lampard plays in front of these 2 midfielders as a real attacking midfielder. And here's Lampard. What you notice, sure, he's very successful, very accurate in his passes, distributing the ball, but he gets the ball a lot less often. He got the ball 35 to 40 times the entire game. And now let's move even further up the position line to the striker position where Drogba plays, and you see how markedly different it is for Drogba. You see a lot more reds there. He's in a high-risk zone. It's hard for him to be successful. But what you really see is, wow, Drogba doesn't get the ball that much. He does all his work and is so famous and such a successful goal scorer despite getting the ball quite infrequently during a game. Now, what this has to do with us is all of you players came from teams where you were goal scorers, you played in the front half of the pitch on offense by and large, and you were very good at it. But as you come to a new team, everybody wants to be a forward, be a winger, be a striker, and be the one who scores goals. But what you need to see is, if not this year, over time, there's a trade-off. If you play further back on the pitch as part of the defense and the midfield, you're going to get the ball a lot more. And if you play striker well up the pitch, you're not going to get the ball nearly as much, which is the trade-off for having the glory of scoring goals. So let's look at another game here of Manchester United and make a slightly different point. They beat West Ham yesterday. Like Drogba, who scored on a penalty, so did Rooney to break his scoring drought. All those blue passes are Man U's 459 successful passes and a lot of, again, crosses in the box. Remarkable possession. If you look at just a couple of players like Darren Fletcher, who plays a holding midfielder, he's very busy, getting the ball all the time, distributing it accurately, really coming off that pitch feeling like he got the ball all the time. And here's Paul Scholes, the other player back there with him. He also is getting the ball all the time and distributing it. You can see how many of his passes actually are sideways. But now we move forward to Rooney, and Rooney is not the same position as Drogba. Drogba plays very forward, while Rooney does a much better job of coming back to the ball. There's no Lampard there to take up that space. So look at Rooney versus Drogba. Rooney got the ball, 4 or 5 times as often as Drogba got the ball, and got the ball in positions where he could successfully pass it. So those of you who, over the summer, last spring, and now I've been positioning at forward positions, and one of the things I keep telling you is, I want you to get the ball more often. But what that means is you need to come back on the pitch to get that ball so you can play a little bit more like Rooney and not get the ball so infrequently as Drogba does. So the lesson here for strikers is to come back a little bit more towards the midfield, to be more open, to make it easier to